Hello, my name is Raturania.
My name is Putri Salsabila.
I am from Mercubuana University, Department of Public Relations. I want to ask something about studying online during this pandemic. During the pandemic what do you do? How long has this pandemic been going on?
It has been one semester. From the start of entering college, I have carried out what I called an online lecture. From me, who is not very familiar with technology, was forced to start learning several things related to this online lecture. I know more about what I didn't know before.
Are there any obstacles that really bother you during this online lecture?
So far, the obstacle I like to have is that if the post server goes down suddenly and I cannot be used for the next few hours, I cannot college the work I worked so hard on time. And the text obstacle is about the signal or Wi-Fi, which like slow. I am very annoyed when there is no network to access things that I should access right away.
Did you digest the material presented by the lecturer well?
For some of the material I dig it enough, but not a bit of material that I don't understand and even more confused when I don't understand. My friend who I usually ask when I don't understand experience the same thing.
Are you the type of student who is more supportive of offline or online learning? What is the reason?
I personally prefer offline lecture because it's like school. When there is material that one don't understand, we can dig directly as the teacher face to face. Whereas if it's online, maybe it's because many people ask questions, so the lecturer can answer it one by one personally. I'm a student, I understand that, but on the other hand, I also find it difficult if there is material that I don't understand.
Have you ever experienced a server down incident or error signal that caused you to be unable to
Incident
collect assignment?
quite often, especially the web of the lecture itself, which is very often down. I feel a learning system like this is very ineffective for relatively new student like me. I can also be led to do assignment because the server of lecture of are often down.
What positive things can you get from this e-learning?
The positive thing that I got from this e-learning course is that I better understand using some software that I have never used before. Before this e-learning course, I was a person who was less active in technology. But until the end, when I meet this e-learning system, I inevitably had to learn how the technology I use today worked. Until the end, I got the basic of the software, which is normal when I use it.
And what's the negative things?
Well, the negative things are like in the end, it's not the only learning software I open, but rather like social or even playing games until the end. I realized I had to stay focused on this lecture. Oh, yes, since this interview is for an English course.
How do you think about the negative things?
Well, the negative things are like, in the end, it's not the only learning software I open, but rather like social media or even playing games until the end. I realized I had to stay focused on this lecture. Oh, yes, since this interview is for an English course.
How do you think about the lecture? Is it fun or is it annoying?
Regarding the lecture problem, I cannot judge it as fun or annoying because after all, he has activity outside of lecture. So when the lecture responds slowly, we cannot blame the lecture. But not a few lecture respond well when I ask about what I didn't understand. Of course, that makes my sense of respect higher towards the lecture. Moreover, when the lecture mid class was held, he was very responsive to his student.
Are there any assignment that you are given that burden you, or are you even happy to do it?
So far, I'm a bit overwhelmed by assignments such as papers and big assignment. These assignments have to be submitted in the next 2 or 3 weeks, while the others big assignments are just as many or difficult, but with that I can come to understand how difficult and easy it to become a student.
During this online lecture, what material did you catch and what material did you not catch well?
There are some materials that I have caught well, namely reading and speaking. Even though I am not very good at reading English, but I really like to learn them. I come to know what word in didn't understand before.
What is the impression and message for this online lecture?
The impression from me is that I can know more about technology and can better understand how to manage time well. I feel more productive.
At the Mercubuana campus, there is no middle semester examination, and the exam itself is replaced by a big text. How do you think the change from exam to big assignment, and in your opinion, which of the two is more effective to do when lecture online?
Personally, have a little objection if the exam is replaced as a big task because a big assignment in every lesson also takes a long time and a paper cannot be just math. Yes, the deadline is 2 weeks or even 3 weeks, but the big assignment is at the same time within 3 weeks there is a big assignment. It doesn't stop the task every week that we have to keep working on. I prefer exam because when I do my daily homework, it stops first. So we can focus more on doing it, don't have to reason because it's rushed by time. Okay.
If you have trouble with online lectures that cause you to miss a course, what should you do? Who should you contact to confirm?
Of the course itself. I have to confirm what obstacles I am complaining about and why I cannot submit assignment or cannot attend the course. If the lecturer does not read my message, automatically absent from the course, I am considered absent and must inevitably ask for additional assignment.
At the beginning of this lecture, of course, it was surprising for those of us who were just starting to immediately start with online lectures. Not a few of us have not set a strategy for this online lecture from the start. For the next semester, what is your strategy to undergo this online class if the pandemic continues?
To develop a plan or strategy, I must be able to manage time, such as setting an alarm an hour before class start and must be able to get up early. Don't sleep late and don't play too many gadgets so that the next day your eyes don't feel tired from starting too much at the screen handphone. I also have to be able to prioritize tasks first from other things so that I don't get caught up by the predetermined deadlines.
Okay, I think that's enough. Thank you for your time and have a good day.
Bye bye.